G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here with some Age of Mythology Retold. Have a look at this. We are, wow, that was impressive right there. El Matador luring the boar underneath the town center, utilizing the ox cart to actually tank that damage up so he doesn't actually lose any health off his villagers. Beautiful little start that we've got here from him. Let's introduce our players for today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... I think we're on Nile Shallows. I think I'm learning it. Indeed, we're on Nile Shallows, even though we haven't loaded in on the... we haven't got the picture of the minimap. But anyway, let's get to it because we got ourselves a game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the north of the map, in the color red, playing as the Greeks on Hades, it's Matrius. And in the south of the map, in the color blue, on the Norse, playing as Odin. I think it's Odin. Yeah, we got Odin. It is going to be El Matador. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have your company this evening. If you haven't already, make sure you go grab something to drink, put those legs up, and leave a like on the video. Let's get to it, because I've got something to drink, in fact. Normally, I don't really like to drink alcoholic beverages, but we went over and visited some family recently, and my wife opened the fridge, as you do with your family. She opened their fridge, and she was like, oh, I'll take one of those. And so anyway, here I am. I'm drinking, what is it? Hard cider. There you go. It kind of tastes like apple juice that's a little bit, as my son would describe, a little bit spicy. So, because it's got the bubbles in it, right? It's got that element of soda in there. But anyway, that's what I'm drinking. So I'm hoping that you've got something as well as enjoyable. Now, of course, we've already utilized our Great Hunt ability, or at least I think, yeah, it's called the Great Hunt here. So a little bit of extra food in the back of the base for El Matador today. Does obviously have the ox cart here. We'll be looking to move over, transition towards these hippopotamuses. He's actually managed to shoot a second one, but scared it away. I think he shot it with the town center there, so well played to him. We are going to... Let's check in with the build order. I want to see how he's going. Now, we do have a bit of a flip at the top here, and this is confusing. I want to apologize on behalf of the devs, even though I'm not a dev. I'm gonna act right now as their spokesperson. This is going to be a confusing one for all you folks out there. Not only do you have... I think it's okay in this situation because you've kind of got players stacked on top of each other, but the hard part is we've got the red background over here for our blue player. Do you see what I mean, right? Like, it shouldn't be like that. It should be a blue background here and then like a red background over on this side. Keep it all in theme. But yeah, just keep in mind, we've got our Norse player here on the left side, even though it is red here. And on the right side, we've got our Greek player, even though it is blue. But Temple is going to be coming up, so not going to be playing too aggressive. And this is a common theme I've noticed here with the Odin players. They do seem to be a bit more macro-oriented than the, well, I guess than the other Norse players that you get, or the other Norse major gods, I guess, technically, that you do get. On the north side of the map, though, you know, I actually realized we don't need to go in and oh, I didn't want to do it right there, but we don't actually need to go in and change our player down here. Check this out. I can just click at the top. I can be like, let's go check in on Matrius. Boom. And there we go. It's super duper easy now. I don't even have to like go in down there. So that's a nice little fix. Let's check in with the age up. It's coming through right now. It's going to be Athena. Hopefully you guys can read that. If you can't, let me read it for you. You'll get access to the Minotaur and a couple of upgrades. But we do have our first hero out for him. It's going to be Ajax. Making his way out, looking towards the relics. We haven't even taken a look at the relics on the map just yet before Ajax can get out in here. Let's have a little bit of a review. Our first relic for today. Oh, it's an S tier one. You've seen this before. The Sledge of God. Svadilfari Sledge. That's an S tier right there. Immediately picked up by Matrius. Definitely the right call here. Second relic that we've got, it's the Blue Crystal Shard. Villagers gather faster on wood and gold. It's another S tier relic. Beautiful relic so far in this game. Over on the west side of the map, we've got another relic. It's the Osberg Wagon. Caravans are cheaper and move faster. You can't believe it. Can every single relic be S tier? Well, I mean, if they're all good, are they really S tier? Anyway, that's an S tier one. And the fourth and final relic on the map is going to be Adamantine Shingles. It's the extra health on the house. This depends on your skill level. At lower skill levels, this is probably like a D tier, but at higher skill levels, it probably moves up to like maybe an B tier, if you're lucky. Anyway, speaking of luck right now, Minotaur turning around, kicks the villagers out or punts the villagers out right now. Looking like a... Oh, there goes one. Second one, positioning well in this situation. Only going to get the one villager, but now we've got the Perseus out. He's got 3 of them. He's going to find a surround by the looks of it. Manages to make a connection on the south side of the map. Vil, he's going to punt that one off as well, and we do hear a forest fire being started in the north of the map. A little bit of a raid as one Vil goes down, manages to dive under the TC, takes a little bit of damage here on the Valkyrie. Meanwhile, Myth units on the south side are no longer alive as we've got Achilles, who, unlike his heel, is still very, very strong. Does manage to take out a villager. But is going to be doing his best to run away. So it looks like so far in this game, we've had 2 Vils go down. The first one, obviously, was down here on the south side. The second one did get followed up. Meanwhile, up towards the north side of the map, we saw another Vil go down. And it looks like we've got a... No, those are arrows there. I'm not 100% sure the difference between arrows and Vils, but we'll get there eventually. Anyway, forest fires come out. Let's check in. It looks like we've got ourselves a little bit of Hippias early on as well. Not to mention the fact I do see myself. Yes, it is my favorite, the Hoplite. He is out. So it looks like we've got, what is it, a single barracks and stable opening. So military academy and the stable opening. So nice little opening so far. Raiding cavalry going to be coming out here on the north side of the map. Of course, that is that brand new military building that we've got here for El Matador. It is going to be the Great Hall. So it's still going to take me some time to learn all of these up. It does take a while. I'm going to take a swig of my drink. Give me a second here. Now that we've got ourselves a little bit of space in the base, don't mind my face. I'm just going to fill it with a bit of a cold beverage. Oh, that's good. You know, my dad wasn't an alcoholic, but I do have a lot of memories when I was younger of playing like RTS games. We'd play Total Annihilation together, and he would like he'd sit down and have alcohol, right? So a lot of my memories are like, you know, that smell of alcohol takes me back, dude. It shouldn't, but it does. You know, I gotta be honest with you guys. It shouldn't, but it does. But anyway, look, those are good memories. You know, my favorite memory from playing with my dad when I was younger, we used to play Total Annihilation. We'd play No Rush for like 1 hour. And anyway, it was dinner time. And so he was like, all right, come on, it's dinner time. And I nuked him. And then we went to dinner. And when we came back, he's like, you mother. I mean, I can't say what he said. Anyway, we got ourselves a little bit of a raid on the south side here. Have a look at this. Hippias coming through here together with Achilles, looking to try and convert on this. Not going to find too much luck, though, as the hearses have arrived. I'm going to make sure that I'm calling them the right thing. Yeah, the hearses indeed here. Beautiful hero units. Plenty of damage here. Wonderful, like a real staple of the Norse army is the hearse here. That's one of the things I found. Like, I think initially when I was playing the Norse, a lot of what I was doing was, oh, have a look at that. A little bit of sentries popping up. I think that's what they're called, right? The sentry? Yeah, no, sentinel. Apologies. The sentinel. But I remember the first time I was playing the Norse, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to make raiding cav, and I'm going to make throwing axemen, and I'm going to make herdmen. And it was just like, I felt kind of like I was playing Egyptians. You know, you really got to be spamming out these hearses. They're quite strong. Great hero units. Very versatile. They're kind of like, if you played Age of Empires 4, they're kind of like men-at-arms. Like, they just feel very good at doing everything. Jack of all trade, master of none, I guess. But at this stage, we'll take a little bit of a look and see how the expansion is going. At this stage, neither player reaching out for that second town center just yet. Though towards that north side, there's plenty of resources being stacked up here for Matrius, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do potentially see it. But not only that, we've got ourselves another raid going to be coming in. He's looking to try and find a bit of an angle here. Manages to get one Vil so far, not too bad. One Vil trades it out. I don't see any actual losses from the raiding cavalry there. Meanwhile, on the south side, you can see how potent cavalry is. This is really a battle of the raiding cav versus the Hippias in this game. Obviously, we've got the a couple of infantry units out, but yeah, the majority of the fighting is going to be happening with those cavalry units. Valkyrie here as well. You can see just how quick it is able to keep up with all the cav. Going to be able to find Achilles. Manages to cut him off at the heel. Not quite just yet. Manages to pick off just one of those Hippias, and now going to be backing away. We'll check in on that south side and see how things are going. As at this stage of the game, all the investment just seems to be into this one base style. We don't have any, I was going to say we don't have any age ups coming through, but I take it back. I'm not going to eat my shoe. Not today, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an age up on the way for Matrius. Let's have a look and see what we've got for ourselves today. It's going to be Aphrodite. I think this isn't the first time we've seen Aphrodite, that is for sure. But I think it might be the first time I've said Aphrodite while casting AoM games. So anyway, Hades of Shade of Hades? Yeah, Shade of Hades. Going to be coming out here as well. You sometimes get these delivered to you randomly at your temple. But back towards that south side. Have a look at this. We've got archery ranges starting to come up. Triple archery range here for Matrius. So a little bit of a combination with the heroic age together with the archery range. Also see the upgrades coming through. Look at these copper weapons together with medium range soldiers. So going to be looking to really move into that ranged composition on this push. Now keep in mind we are still on one base on both sides here. So I do think that realistically El Matador could look to defend this with relative ease as long as he gets up to the heroic age as well. But now, once he's now that he's reached the heroic age, he's unlocked a whole bunch of new units. We've of course now got the Nemean. Is it the Nemean Lion? The Nemean Lion. Just got a lovely roar on it. Does a big AoE stun. I'm not sure if it's a stun. I should double check that. But from judging from the thing that's on top of their heads, it looks like a stun. You know, when I used to get stunned in Heroes of New Earth, like that was the little thing that they put on my head. So who knows? But have a look at the military numbers. Look at this, a little bit of a flank coming in over from the left side of our screen. But we've got ourselves Cav on Cav at the moment. There are a couple of hoplites in the back. Archer's going to be caught out, and Curse comes in, turns half of the army into pigs. I wasn't expecting that. Probably wasn't paying too much attention. Nemean Lion slowly coming back in as well. Some of these pigs turned over into El Matador, and there's the big, I was going to say the big healing circle. Of course, it's not the healing circle. It is the restoration. It's going to take time, but the numbers are decent. Big roar comes in. There's the stun. You can see all of the throwing axemen slowed down as well a little bit. Couple of hearses still in here, able to take out that Nemean Lion quickly. Big hero still at the front. Ajax is here, but we return. Let me switch it back around. Definitely feels like El Matador has got the definitely doing a little bit better, but have a look at this. We've now got a new unit on the field. It's going to be the Prodromos coming out. These guys do exceptionally well against cavalry, relatively well against everything else, but they very much excel against cav. So great at cleaning up these sort of raids that you're going to get around the backside of the base. Speaking of raids, have a look at this. We've got a couple of goats out here up to no good. I see you guys. Look how fat these little goats are. Are you guys fully fattened? Almost. They're at 91, 92% at the moment, so they're almost there. They're getting there. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, all the goats or all the pigs have just been captured now by Matrius. So hopefully he moves them back towards base, because, you know, even though this is a great skill in the sense that it converts a whole bunch of enemy units into pigs, you can also eat those pigs, and they are delicious. Medium Toxotes now looking to tee off towards the enemy units. Quite a lot of throwing axemen here, but keep in mind, not a lot of infantry on the side of Matrius at the moment. Shade of Hades going to fall back together with the Toxotes. And once again, we are going to see a victory from the defender. Let's ride on board with El Matador and see how he's doing. Have a look at this. We've got ourselves a bit of a raid up towards this top side. He's going to get caught out by the Prodromos. We do now see our next hero. It's going to be Chiron with that range. But let's check in with El Matador. He's got 9 vils on food. I take it back. He's got 17 vils on food now, and is going to be looking for that age up. Now, he does have the armory, so he is cleared for takeoff as long as he's able to gather the resources for it, but he's definitely intent on making more and more units here. Now, there's a lot of opportunity in the heroic age if he can find it, as long as he gets there. There's some really big god powers that you can use. Manages to save quite a few vils down here. Matrius up by 5 vils at the moment, but the military count slowly swinging in favor of Matrius now that he is in the heroic age. Numbers looking good. Prodromos got to be careful. They are outnumbered here. Despite having that bonus damage against cavalry, you do need to micro them well. And that's one of the things you got to remember about Age of Mythology. A lot of people do complain about readability, about control, but that's typically because they're watching the game from up here and they're like, oh, it's so hard to click my units. It's like, yeah, mate, because you're playing from the satellites. You got to come down a little bit. You got to pretend like you're playing like a drone. Have a look at this. The numbers just looking overwhelming at the moment for El Matador as he fights on his way towards the enemy base, cleaning it up slowly. But meanwhile, on the backside, have a look at this. Archers together with the Prodromos. Achilles is back out on the field once again, but the numbers still overwhelming for El Matador as he rolls down the enemy just like a bull would. Slowly but steadily. Now it looks like we've got a couple of, is that Peltas? Hippopist. I think I get mixed between the Hippopist and the Peltas. Is it the Peltas? Yeah, I think the Peltas. The ranged, anti-ranged unit. But Hippopistas out. Not a lot of infantry on the board at the moment. A lot of cavalry going to be positioning itself to do damage. Villager count still relatively in favor of Matrius. He did lose quite a few. El Matador did not too long ago, but have a look at this. Still no age up in queue at the moment. Still only making vills. He doesn't care that his opponent is in the heroic age. And realistically, it feels like Matrius is not in the heroic age. The way he's trying his best to defend here, but lots of shades now going to be coming out. Have a look at this. 5 shades coming out from that temple. This could be the defense that he needs. I don't know how much has he got in the bank here. 125 for Curse. He's up to 94. 95, he's working towards it. He could potentially look at another curse. The question's going to be about whether he stays alive for long enough. Bills have been caught out. 69 versus 23. The number's not looking the best. The curse is only seconds away from coming off. You can see another Hippopis going to be popping out here. More throwing axemen on the backside. No real way to deal with them either. And now those raiding you can feel it. I can feel it right now. He's barely there. Come on, one more curse and you've got him. One more curse and you get yourself a whole bunch of pigs as well. Throw them at the dinner table. You can see them chilling over there. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. There it is. You've got enough. Hit the button. And no, he surrenders instead. Oh, Matrius. Oh, terrible, terrible damage. Wait. Never mind. This is what I'm saying where it's so confusing. Oh, I've already reported this to the devs. It wasn't Matrius with 125 favor in the bank. This is his favor right here. It's 128 on the side of El Matador. Man, I tell you what, it throws me off. It shouldn't, but it does. I think because it's red here and I know that he's red, even though it's over on this side in my mind, in my mind's eye. I guess I probably knew. Anyway. Oh, it was well and truly over at this point. You know, even if a curse came in here, then maybe there's a chance. But it's a pretty big amount of military that you're going to have to overwhelm. It would have to be an incredible curse to get off. Anyway, I'm kind of glad I realized that. You know, it would be tough taking that one to the grave and being like, oh man, he should have just cursed. You know, he could have had it. And then all the comments like, Drungo, you're a fool. Drungo, you're a silly Billy. Anyway, you guys wouldn't say that about me. But let's take a look at the civilian units here. Oh, that's military units, civilian units. So there are a couple of good raids here. So early on, they exchanged out quite a bit here. We can see that 1, 2, 3 vills going down early. Another little bit of a raid here, slowly building that lead. No second town center ever taken. And even though we had that villager lead, even though we aged up to the heroic age, our classical age enjoyer, El Matador, managed to rampage over the top of his opponent. Let's take a look at the military unit numbers. Yeah, you can see right here, huge fight with El Matador in favor. Manages to bring both of the players down to the same amount. But, of course, he bounces back harder. A lot harder. Anyway, we'll leave it there. And, of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can watch Matrius live over on Twitch. Make sure you go check him out. And, of course, we'll catch you in the next one.